In this chapter, you will learn how to complete the final forms for your motion to modify child support, as well as how to file your paperwork with the court. We will go through how to fill out the confidential information form, CON 111, and the cover sheet for non-public documents, CON 112. The confidential information form, also called Form 11.1, is used to give the court the parties' Social Security numbers, employer identification numbers, account numbers, or other taxpayer identification numbers. The information on this form stays confidential and will not be available to the general public. It is not served on the other party. You will only file this form with the court. The cover sheet for non-public documents, also called Form 11.2, is used to keep financial documents confidential, so they will not be available to the general public. Be sure to carefully read the instructions for restricted identifiers and cover sheet for non-public documents included as part of the motion to modify child support packet. We will start by filling out the confidential information form. Fill out the caption of the confidential information form the same way you did on your motion to modify child support paperwork. Next, fill in each party's name, their role in the case, such as petitioner or respondent, and their Social Security number. If you do not know the other party's Social Security number, fill in unknown. Fill in the name and account number for any financial accounts, such as bank accounts or retirement accounts, that were listed in your motion to modify child support. Use the Employer Other Taxpayer Identification Number section to list an employer identification number or other taxpayer identification number if applicable. Be sure to read the instructions if you have other questions about filling out this section. Fill in your name on the line that asks who supplied the information. You do not have to fill in the attorney registration number or the firm name. Fill in your address and then sign and date the form. Next, we will go through how to fill out the cover sheet for non-public documents. Fill in the caption of the form the same way you did on your other motion to modify child support paperwork. Check the box for the type of documents you are attaching, which will most likely be financial source documents. In our example, Fred is attaching his unemployment checks from April 2020 to September 2020 as proof of his income, so he has checked the box for they are financial source documents. On page 2 of the cover sheet for non-public documents, fill in your name, address, and email address, and then sign and date the form. After your forms have been completed, signed, and served, you are ready to file the original documents with the court. You will file the motion and modify child support, the affidavit in support of motion to modify child support, an affidavit of service, the confidential information form, and the cover sheet for non-public documents with attached financial documents. You may also be filing the request for county to serve papers, which we covered in Chapter 3, and the fee waiver forms, which we will talk about in Chapter 6. You can file in person, by mail, or electronically. When you file, you will need to pay the current motion filing fee. To find out the amount of the filing fee in your case, call court administration in the county where the case is filed, or you can find court fees online at www.mncourts.gov/fees. You may be wondering what happens after you file your paperwork. After you serve the other party with your motion to modify child support forms, they have an opportunity to respond with a response to motion to modify child support. If you are served with a response, you do not need to respond or file anything in writing unless they also include a counter motion raising new issues not listed in your motion. For example, they could ask you to pay for daycare expenses when you did not ask for anything related to daycare expenses in your motion. Otherwise, be prepared to respond to their motion at your hearing. Make sure to appear for court on the date of your hearing. Your hearing may be remote or in person. Be sure to have the following documents available to you: copies of your motion to modify child support paperwork, including your financial documents, and copies of any paperwork that the other party may have served you. If you have other questions about filing a motion to modify child support, or for information on any other court-related matter, please contact the Statewide Self-Help Center by calling 651-435-6535 during call center hours, which are Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m., or by emailing us through the contact form on our website at www.mncourts.gov/selfhelp. This is the end of Chapter 5. If you cannot afford the filing fee, review Chapter 6 to learn how to complete and file the fee waiver forms.